Do you feel constantly confused, drained, and like you're always second-guessing your own reality? One minute you feel cherished, and the next, you're walking on eggshells, wondering what on earth you did wrong. This isn't just a difficult relationship. It's a classic sign of manipulation. These are the mind games emotional abusers play. And today, we're not just going to call them out. We're going to show you how to stop playing and break free for good. Before you can get out, you have to understand what you're in. Emotional abuse isn't always shouting matches and obvious threats. Often it's quiet, sneaky, and feels like a slow poison leaking into your relationship. It's a targeted attack on your identity, your confidence, and your worth. The abuser's goal is always the same: control. And they get it by making you doubt yourself, your feelings, and sometimes even your own sanity. This is why you're so exhausted. It's why you feel like you might be going crazy. You're living with a constant sense of whiplash, where their words say one thing, but their actions scream another. They tell you they love you, but they make you feel worthless. This creates a thick fog of confusion that can feel impossible to see through. So the most important thing you need to hear right now is this: it is not your fault. You aren't too sensitive. You're not making things up, and you are absolutely not crazy. What you're experiencing is a set of calculated manipulative tactics designed to keep you unbalanced and under their control. Realizing this is a deliberate game is the first and most powerful step toward getting your clarity and your life back. So let's pull back the curtain and name the games they play. Manipulators have a playbook they use to control and diminish you. When we give these tactics a name, we strip them of their power and see them for what they are: predictable, toxic patterns. Gaslighting is when an abuser messes with your head so much that you start to question your own memory and perception. The term comes from the 1944 movie Gaslight, where a husband tries to convince his wife she's insane by dimming their gas-powered lights and then denying it's happening. In your life, it sounds like that never happened. You're just imagining it. You're being way too dramatic. It wasn't a big deal. Or after they do something hurtful, they'll flip it. Well, I wouldn't get so angry if you didn't provoke me. It's really your fault I act this way. Over time, gaslighting makes you stop trusting yourself, and you become dependent on the abuser to tell you what's real. Also known as the cold shoulder, this is when they deliberately shut down all communication and affection to punish you. This isn't just taking a healthy time out to cool off. This is using silence as a weapon to show you how displeased they are, making you feel abandoned and anxious. You might send texts that are left unread for days, or live in the same house with someone who acts like you're invisible. And get this, research shows that the brain registers this kind of social rejection in the same areas that process physical pain. So yes, it literally hurts. You start to feel desperate, willing to do anything just to end the silence. That desperation is exactly the control they want. Abusers work to cut you off from your support system, friends, family, even coworkers. It's a strategy to make you more dependent on them and easier to control. It usually starts small. They'll say things like, "Your friends are a bad influence," or "Your family just doesn't get us." They might cause a fight every time you have plans, until it's just too exhausting to even try anymore. Their goal is to become the only voice you hear. By getting rid of your support network, they remove anyone who might say, "This isn't right," leaving you feeling completely alone and trapped. Love bombing is an explosion of affection, attention, and compliments meant to hook you or pull you back in. It often happens at the very beginning of a relationship, or it shows up right after they've been abusive. This is the good part of the cycle that keeps you stuck. After a huge fight, or a week of the silent treatment, they suddenly shower you with gifts, praise, and promises about your amazing future. You feel so relieved. You think this is the real them. The other stuff was a mistake. But it's not a mistake. It's a tactic. This dizzying cycle of abuse and affection is designed to keep you hopeful and emotionally hooked, making it that much harder to leave. This isn't always about threatening to physically harm you. Abusers are masters of subtle intimidation. It can be a menacing look, standing too close to you, punching a wall, or breaking something you care about. They also use veiled threats, which are statements with a hidden menace. For example, "If you ever left me, I don't know what I'd do to myself," which is emotional blackmail designed to make you feel responsible for them. Or they might threaten to take away something important, like access to your children or financial support, if you don't do what they want. All of this is engineered to make you afraid and keep you in line. If any of this is hitting close to home, please know you are not the only one. Just acknowledging these games is a huge step. If you feel comfortable, share a light bulb moment you've had about this in the comments. Reading each other's stories can be incredibly validating. Alright, now that you can see the games, let's talk about how to stop playing. Breaking free is a journey of taking your power back, one step at a time. Here are 5 practical things you can start doing. Step 1. Acknowledge the abuse and drop the blame. First and most importantly, call it what it is: abuse. Stop making excuses for them. Stop telling yourself it's not that bad. You have to get this. You did not cause this, and you cannot fix them. An abuser chooses their behavior. You're only responsible for yourself and your own healing. Giving yourself that permission is the real start to getting free. Isolation is an abuser's best friend, which makes your support system your lifeline. It's time to reach out. Call that friend you've lost touch with. Tell a family member what's been going on. Just speaking the truth to someone who cares can bring so much relief and validation. You could also look into a support group for survivors of emotional abuse, either online or in person. Hearing from others who get it can make you feel so much less alone. Boundaries are the rules you set for how you'll allow people to treat you. With a manipulator, boundaries aren't just suggestions. They are non-negotiable lines you draw to protect yourself. Start clearly and calmly. For example, "I will not be called names. If you start, this conversation is over, and I will leave." Now for the hardest part. You have to enforce the consequence. When they cross the line, you must do what you said you would do. They will test you. They will push back. They will try to guilt you. But holding that line teaches them, and more importantly, teaches yourself that you mean business and your well-being matters. Emotional abuse is designed to tear down your self-worth, so you have to be intentional about building it back up. Start a journal to get your thoughts and feelings out. This helps you learn to trust your own gut again. Practice self-compassion. When you hear that critical inner voice, talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a good friend. Start small. Make little promises to yourself and keep them. Get back into hobbies that used to make you feel alive and capable. Try using positive affirmations like, "I am worthy of respect and my feelings are valid." It might feel silly at first, but over time it helps to undo the negative programming from the abuse. You really don't have to do this alone. A therapist or counselor who gets emotional abuse can give you a safe space to process the trauma and build healthy coping skills. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy can be a game changer for challenging the distorted thoughts the abuse created and helping you get your autonomy back. A professional can give you expert guidance as you navigate the messy, complicated, and ultimately rewarding journey of rebuilding your life. Recognizing the mind games of an emotional abuser is like finally turning on the lights in a dark, confusing room. Suddenly, all the shadowy things you couldn't quite make out are clear for what they are. Tactics used to control you. Breaking free isn't one big moment. It's a journey of healing, setting boundaries, and rediscovering who you are. It takes time and a whole lot of courage. So be kind to yourself through this. Every small step you take is a win. Every boundary you hold is an act of taking your power back. Remember, healing is absolutely possible. and you deserve a life where you feel safe, respected, and free. You are not alone, and you are so much stronger than you think. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing for more content on healing and empowerment. And remember, reaching out for help is a sign of incredible strength. You took a big step just by watching this today. Keep going.